and then we will be good to go.
And I'll record it just in case as well, just for backup.
Okay. So, that's perfect. Hey everybody, this is Dave Cisneros, and I'm here with Enrique Becco early in the morning my time. I know it's not early for Enrique, but it's early over here on the West Coast. And but I'm excited about this. I asked Enrique to join us today, and because I promoted his product that just came out this week, the WP Lead Explosion, and it works so perfect with what I just launched last week, which is the real estate template, the mobile site machine. And so I wanted him to come on, and he's been so busy with the launch, but I grabbed a time spot, and he's going to tell us how we can use kind of WordPress Lead Explosion, mix it with real estate, and how we can close some of these deals, because I've been getting a lot of questions from some of you about how to position yourself and how to price things out, and everything's all good. And so I had to bring in the mobile guy, go-to guy, to have with us. So that's Enrique. So Enrique, it's all yours, man. I appreciate your time.
All right, thank you, Dave. I appreciate you having me here as well. A couple things that I wanted to start off with, just because I know, I see a lot of familiar names here. Basically, that's where I want to start off with. So I want to tailor this content towards everyone that's on here. So the first thing that I want to ask and see is who has gotten in on WP Lead Explosion. Give me a yes or give me a not yet, just so I know, okay? And is there anyone that has not? All right. Okay. So we have about 3 people. I would say 90% of the people have gotten in on WP Lead Explosion. All right, great. So I will kind of assume that everyone has gotten in on it, and we'll kind of start with that. Second thing, who was on the webinar with me just about 1 or 2 hours ago? Give me a yes or no. Okay, give me a yes or no. All right, I see a lot of no's regarding that, which many more no's than people that haven't gotten in on WP Lead Explosion. Okay, so that's good. At least now I know, and I could tailor this a little bit towards everybody on here. And I am guessing that everyone, though, did get in on Dave's offer that he offered the other week. All right, so what we're going to be talking about today is a little bit more about kind of combining WP Lead Explosion with real estate, and literally how to target realtors, how to also close the realtors, and how to do some follow-ups with these different realtors. All right, so that's kind of that's a very important thing. And how I wanna start it off is go show you kind of a quick demo of WP Lead Explosion and how it works, so that you could start targeting these realtors and getting people to start emailing you back, or if you're going to be doing direct mail campaigns. So I'm just going to jump in and do a quick introduction with our original presentation that we had here. Some of you have maybe already seen this, so this is going to be a little bit of a review. But even though, let's run through that. Okay, I'm going to skip through some of these slides. Cool. All right. So how we started, and if you saw, maybe also David and Jamie, all of us have been doing direct mail. And direct mail, why is it effective? The most effective thing is, it's not necessarily the direct mail part. the part about it is that makes it effective is the customization, the personalization. When a business owner opens this direct mail piece up, whether it's a direct mail piece, whether it's an email, and sees, oh, like this is not a cold email. This is literally kind of almost a business proposal to partner with me and to help me take my business to the next level. So in the case of a realtor, and we did a little bit as well with realtors, is throwing in one of their templates and how terrible their template looks, and potentially doing also a side by side. Let's look this up right here with maybe Dave's site and how it looks right next to their terrible site right there. Boom, right? That looks hot. That looks much different than potentially one of these non-mobile optimized sites. So the other thing that you want to kind of keep in mind when you're doing this, when you're doing direct mail, is make it as personal as possible. And something we covered with David and Jamie, for example, strategies to do that, since a lot of people missed it on here, is when you then fold these direct mail pieces up that are already personalized with sticky notes. Of course, it's going to be handwritten, their address. You do not want to just throw those envelopes in a printer. What you want to do is either put, what David and Jamie, for example, do, they put 10 pence into every single direct mail piece that they send out. Now, let me ask you guys, why is that effective? There's a couple reasons. All right, why is that effective? Let's see. I want to get some interaction here. Number one, it gets them to open it. Constance, I saw you on the webinar a little bit before. Why? Because it's heavy. All right, if you're going to get this mail and you know there's actually something physical in it, you're like, what is this? You know, like, wow, I need to open this. It just sparks your curiosity. You can't not open it. Second thing that you could put in there that you can experiment with is buy a whole bunch of dice, for example, off of Amazon, and put just one in between that folded up direct mail piece. All right, that's another thing. What David and Jamie were saying is with the 10 pence is putting a sticky note, for example, on there and saying, "Hey, I'm paying you to call me back." Right? So, and Peter says it passes the gatekeeper too, and that's exactly correct. And I'm paying you, and it makes the business owner laugh. He knows that it's personalized. It's something that makes you stand out. When was, let me ask everybody on here, have you ever received a piece of mail with a coin in it, with any type of money in it? Real money. Yes, no? Constance says yes, $100,000 bill. All right? So some people are saying it's about 50-50. Okay? And for example, AJ and Lee Cole, they also advocate what they do with their direct mail campaigns is they put $1 in it. Now, I recommend that you stick with the coins because it makes it a little more lumpy. It makes it a little more, the curiosity is sparked immediately from that first moment. The other thing, like David and Jamie were saying, maybe put like an aspirin in there and tape it up and say, this is for the headaches you will be getting when I start working with your competitor. So call me back right now. and you could be really creative with it. You could have a lot of fun with it. Now, that's all good and it's all fun, but the fact of the matter is that it takes a ton of time. All right, it really does take a lot of time. You got to customize it for each one of these templates. And let me ask you, if I want to target 100 business owners, how long is it going to take me to create something like this? And Ed said a realtor will think the money is a key, and that's yeah. And actually, for realtors, and this is something I have not experimented with it, but I just had one good idea is buy a whole bunch of keys and put an actual key. If you're going to be targeting realtors, put an actual key taped in that direct mail piece. All right? So even if, for example, some type of gatekeeper opens it, they're going to want to give it to the realtor because they're going to be like, all right, but maybe this is something. And when you feel it, you know that it's a key inside that envelope as well. So that's with realtors. I highly recommend that. That's gonna probably increase your conversion rates quite a bit. Okay. So and everyone has, Ed said, everyone has keys in their junk drawer. Or you could just buy a whole bunch of them as long as you're not paying for, that they're not like real keys. You could buy a whole bunch of them, and it's going to be the same amount of cost whether you put a dollar bill in there or you put a key in there. But it's all about personalization, customization, and effectiveness. Okay, so the thing is, if you're going to be doing this for 100 businesses, and you're actually going to be doing these screenshots side by side, yes, you could click on this. You could press right click. You can export, save the screenshot, export it as a PNG. I could do that if you want. And it's going to take you quite a bit of time. It's probably going to take you a couple hours. It might take you even a full day if you're going to be targeting 100 business owners. So the genesis of our automated system was, all right, we're a little bit, opportunity cost-wise, we just don't have the time to deal with this stuff anymore. And yeah, I could have someone else do it for me, but why don't I think about this and let's try to create an automated solution that's just going to make our lives much easier. We can combine it with direct mail. We can combine it with email campaigns, and we can extend it way past mobile into Facebook SEO and reputation management as well. And that was the genesis of WP Lead Explosion. So let me just pull this up and real quick show you. And then what I'm going to, just so you know kind of an agenda of what we're going to be covering today, then what I'm going to do is go into the actual real estate presentation and talk a little bit about our local webinar model as well, that you can use these emails and things like that to drive realtors to a local webinar, and you can mass close realtors as well. So you can automate the process of closing. So not just lead generation, but automating the process of closing via webinars where you have maybe 10, 20 realtors in a similar area. All right? So does that sound good? Let me just get a yes from everyone if that sounds like a good agenda and you guys are excited. All right. Let's start rocking and rolling. 4-star realtors. All right, so I'm going to go into my plugin right here. And what I really want to do is, the first thing that I want to do is create, let me just show you how this works, right? So let's look up realtors. Give me a city. Give me a city, guys. Give me a city. Okay, let's see. All right, someone says Liverpool. I just want to try out Liverpool Realtor. And maybe some of these will actually, oh, this is Liverpool, UK. Okay. All right, Venmore's the Liverpool real estate agent. some of these might have mobile sites, but some of them might not. Let's try this out right here in my emulator. Okay, this one seems like, okay, they're good. So what you sometimes want to do is try to hit like the second or third page. For realtors, you'll find a lot of them, some of them do have actual mobile sites, okay? But when they don't, that's when we're going to be targeting them. Okay, so no, this is not a realtor. 1 second, let's find, okay, real estate agents, okay, and then I'm just going to go to page 2 as well. All right, cool. Let's look up, for example, property frontiers. They seem that they're not going to have anything, but we might be incorrect. Okay, great. This is our property frontiers one. We found a good prospect here that we're going to be able to target. So what we do is we put the URL in here inside the plugin so that we could just see how it looks and we could preview it. And like I mentioned before, the whole thing about this is only for previews, so that you can then go in and mark this up. All right, and then we go in and put this right here side by side. Okay, and it pops up. All right, so and then what you want to do is you want to annotate this. You want to be able to annotate this with different things, like different arrows. For example, right here, you could put that arrow, you could put this arrow, and just point out different features and where this is lacking in functionality as well. So right here, you would maybe want to point out, hey, this tap to call, all right, tap to call gets more appointments. Put that in there. And Georgia, cool. And let me throw that in here as well. Okay, and basically mark it up. But the real power comes when, this is all good, this is all swell and good, but obviously, I'm not a graphics designer, so what I like to do is I like to just go right in here, and I like to go under where it says templates, and I like to use one of these templates that's already pre-made for me. Okay, so what can I do right here? For example, I could choose one of these. Let's choose this first one. And this one looks much better. All right? And so how am I going to do this? Okay? How am I going to do this? The way you want to approach this is you really want to be able to hit a lot of these realtors at one time and then get callbacks. All right? So we're gonna create a CSV file and then mass create these landing pages. And once we do that, we can then hit all of these people all at once. So whether, and I want to see on here, who has a VA, who has an employee, who has someone that is working with them and that is part of their team? Yes or no? All right, some people do. Most people don't. The thing about it is if you go to Elance, if you go to Odesk, if you go to onlinejobs.ph, you could find a ton of qualified people that are going to be, that can work for you for a really, really good price, okay? And you want to be able to leverage those people. Let me just look up where's the CSV file. Okay, cool. If you want to try to leverage these people, because you could find people on there that are literally going to be that you could leverage for just a couple bucks an hour, and they're going to be happy. They're going to do probably a much better job than people in the U.S. And can you get someone? Let me ask this: can you get someone who is a potentially a VA to take this spreadsheet that has the first name, last name, URL of that original site, URL of the mobile site, which you already have. You already have Dave's template, which is this one right here. You already have that, so that one's already kind of pretty much pre-uploaded. You just go here, and then copy and paste in there, and that's done. All right, so now we have that. And then find the email address. This one's going to be a little bit harder, of that actual realtor, by just you telling them, hey, look up realtors in Manchester, look up realtors in Liverpool, search realtors even in London, search realtors in anywhere in the UK. Do you think you could have someone that's going to be working maybe for like $2, $3 an hour do this for you? Is that a tough job? Is that a job that you need to be doing yourself? Yes or no? It's easy. This is an easy job. But it's a job that is pretty painful. And the other thing is, you just have them, you just give them a link to one of these emulators and say, hey, just test out all the sites and give me those realtors that don't have a mobile site, okay? And that makes it really simple, so that when now you have potentially a Excel sheet of maybe 100, 200 business owners. So what you then do is, and you can even have them do this as well, is go in and hit this right here, hit the landing pages, and then you're going to go to create new landing page. You're going to upload, you're going to browse, you're going to find that CSV file, you're going to enter a name, and you're going to select the template, which is probably the first one that you like, and you're going to create 100 of these landing pages. Then go into the email config and set it up via, hook it up to your email and set it up via an email template that you can use to mass email all of these business owners their personalized landing pages that increase your conversions by quite a bit. Okay? So that's in a gist how this plugin works. Now, the one thing, for example, that the plugin did not come with is a email script. So what I wanted to show you guys on here is one of our own internal email scripts that we used with a real estate campaign, and I'm going to show you this. This is the email. This is our email follow-up that kind of we used after we did a cold call. So we would first cold call the person, and you could even have that VA cold call these people and just do kind of a quick introduction, not necessarily try to even talk to the business owner, but have something like that. So I'm just going to copy and paste that in here. And all I would do is take this. These fields are a little bit different. So, put that for the first name. And then you basically just put the URL in here of these templates, right? So you're going to put the landing page URL right here and say, check this out. Boom. And you now have your email template that you can leverage in order to email all of these realtors and get them to start calling you back, which is also connected with your landing pages. Now, does that make sense? Okay? It's a tiny bit high level. I'm going over it a little bit high level. But does that make sense? Yes, no, maybe so. All right, so now what I think is going to be a little bit more interesting for you, because you've already seen WP Lead Explosion, you've probably already played around with it, you understand that it's very powerful, is how do you connect this with the bonus that you got for Dave? If you picked up the OTO, you got this bonus, which was our real estate presentation. How do you leverage this presentation, and how do you leverage the local webinar model in order to close business owners, for example, 10 or 20 of them at a time? All right? So the way you would do that is easy. Okay? What you want to do regarding this is take this real estate presentation, and we're going to give it at a local webinar. So let me show you kind of a couple things that we did. All right? We would, via telemarketing, drive these people and sign them up for this webinar. And we would basically have our telemarketer right here. When he would make these calls, he would talk to these business owners, and he would say, hey, give me your first name, give me your last name, or hearing you the first name usually. Just give me your email address, and I'm going to sign you up for this presentation, where at this presentation from our company, SqueezeMobi, our chief marketing strategist, Enrique Becco, is going to go over. He's going to tell you about how you can integrate virtual video tours into mobile landing pages and mobile sites that are specific for each property. He's going to tell you how you could build an SMS and text messaging list, a list basically of numbers of people that are interested in this specific property, then send them updates, send them maybe new listings in that area. And he's going to tell you also, last thing, about how to get customer conversions, how to basically convert these potential buyers to actually opt into lists, whether it's an email list, whether it's this phone number list, and improve your for sale signs so that via neighborhood door hangers and open house promotional materials using this new mobile marketing technology. And we've gotten really good results for past realtors. I suggest you come to this. It's going to be all free information, and I guarantee to you that it's going to be probably the best 30 minutes that you've invested into your business, whether we continue working together after that or we do not. All right? So that's what he would do. He would explain a little bit about the webinar, give them kind of like a sneak peek, give them a teaser, get them excited, and so that after that they would be like, all right, I want to actually kind of come out to that. I want to hear what this supposed guy, this guy Enrique, what's all this stuff that he's talking about. All right, but what happened if, for example, our cold caller, our telemarketer, didn't get through? So he would then try to get an email from, if there was a gatekeeper, from the gatekeeper. He would just try to get some emails so that he could follow up with this email template right here, so that he could follow up with it. Okay? Now, the other thing that what would happen is if he did get through, then we have this Aweber script, and basically this is something that we integrated into our Aweber account. Let me show you exactly how we did that. One second, I'll just log into our Aweber account, and they would automatically receive an invitation from GoToWebinar, and they would automatically as well, because of the way we had it set up, receive this very value-added email that would be hooked up to the Google Mobile Playbook. Okay, so let's see. No, this is not the right list. Right here. Okay, so right here, and it would just say, hey, thank you for registering. 3 ways to leverage mobile marketing strategies as a realtor session, blah, blah, blah. The script is very similar, but once again, it's going to get them pumped. It's going to get them excited. There's a statistic about how mobile is like the internet back in the day. The agenda, it gets them pumped about the agenda, the mobile landing page with video virtual tours, SMS lists, customer conversions, all that stuff. And since they're already hot, let's get them to start educating themselves. Let's get even more excited to implement mobile marketing. We left a link to the Google Mobile Playbook and framed it more as a bonus. Okay? So that's how the entire system worked. And then when we would get them to that webinar, we would run through this presentation and 3 ways to leverage mobile marketing strategies as a realtor, and basically just go through all of this good stuff right here, all of these slides, who we are, SqueezeMobi, sample of our clients. Honestly, for you guys, if you have this presentation, you don't have any clients yet, delete the slide. There's also a team slide that I just didn't feel like using. I didn't feel like doing all the work of putting all our entire team there. And then we went over. We would always, you always want to start this, each of the value-added content pieces. The problem with these realtors, with local business owners, they don't necessarily, they understand the importance of marketing. A lot of them do, but they don't understand the value necessarily of mobile marketing. All right, so you want to build the case with a couple of statistics. Talk about how customers are using mobile to find your competition, the 95% of smartphone users that have searched for local information, blah, blah, blah. 61% of users call a business after searching, and 59% visit the location. And the big part, 90% of these people act within 24 hours. How is that big for realtors, right? Because if someone's looking maybe for a specific realtor on their mobile phone, let me ask you, why, if I'm looking for a specific realtor on my mobile phone, why am I looking for that realtor? What do I want to do? What's the most likely scenario? Am I just randomly looking for that realtor? But where am I probably? Where am I? I'm probably in front of a for sale sign, and I see that realtor's name, and I want more, exactly like Al said, in front of that property, and I'm ready to take some type of action. Maybe I want more information on the property. Maybe there's a lot of things, but we need to make the process as simple for that prospect as possible, and that includes a QR code on that for sale sign that redirects to our landing page, that redirects right here. Let's see. That redirects to our video mobile site of that property. There needs to be a QR code on that for sale sign that connects to this. Gives property description, maps property, contact information. This is all the stuff that you got from Dave Cisneros, and plus the video virtual tour. Why? Because I might not have time to actually set up a time to go and see the tour. It's going to take another hour, but automatically, when I see the video virtual tour, if I'm excited, then I really want it. Then I'm really excited about this property. So it kind of, it's all in all good for the realtor because number one, it weeds out all of the people that might not be interested. So after they see the video virtual tour, that they're still then not interested, so they're not going to give the call. So you don't have to schedule open house tours. You don't have to schedule property tours for people that aren't interested, but the people that actually do call, that actually saw that video virtual tour, they're now really interested. And these are the people that you, as the realtor, need to spend a lot of time with. All right, so it improves, like I said before, those customer conversions. And all this stuff, this is the stuff that you want to start explaining either on the webinar or if you're presenting, if you take this real estate presentation and you actually come into the realtor's office. I wouldn't necessarily recommend that. Maybe meet up for a coffee, do whatever. This is the type of stuff you need to take them through and sell them on these aspects of mobile and get them to understand, hey, this can really revolutionize your business and this is going to give you a really big ROI. All right? Now, be honest, your site sucks. Compare the realtor's current site to a better mobile site. And other thing, question, okay? A lot of realtors nowadays have mobile sites. Now, just because they have mobile sites, does that mean that each one of their properties has like a mobile site? Like Ed said, no. So they might have a mobile site from themselves, but maybe they're not using mobile for each one of their properties, and that's a problem as well, or not necessarily a problem, but it's a potential opportunity for you and for them as well. Okay, so Karen said, I found realtors that don't have a mobile site at all, or even a regular site at all. I mean, there are ones out there that don't. So the other things that you want to go through, and then the way we have this structured is then we talk about the virtual tour landing pages and say, how does the process work? This is what you want to go through with the realtor. How does this process work? All right. The first thing is there is a open house sign with a QR code, or just a for sale sign with a QR code. And tell me if you can't envision this. I can explain this a little bit more in detail. But when you're pulling up with your car, you see that for sale sign, and you hop out of your car and you see that QR code, and it says see virtual tour here. So you scan it because it intrigues you. You haven't really seen too many of these. All right, maybe you've seen one or two, but you haven't seen too many. Landing page, and then the QR code automatically takes you to a landing page or a mobile site like this one. And instead of this being an image, and with Dave's WSO, it is as well, you could put a video there. You have a video that's a virtual tour. Landing page auto plays that virtual tour. And you can even integrate that with potentially tap to call, so that then after they see that, they can call that realtor immediately, SMS, email technology, whatever you want to do. All right, and talk about the video integration, the SMS email integration as well. Now, what about SMS campaigns? How do we set up SMS campaigns for these realtors? So regarding an SMS campaign, you can basically have just a keyword and who has access to some type, whether it's ours, who has access to some type of SMS platform? Yes or no? Most people do. Okay. Some people don't, but most people do. Okay. Great. So you understand SMS, right? So creating basically an SMS list for each one of those properties. And that way, let's say the price goes down, you can then send a blast to everybody. Let's say there is another listing that you got up in that same area. Boom, you could send a blast to that list because it's super targeted. They want to hear about these things. Let's say, you know, the property gets then sold. You also want to send a blast. That's good marketing. Say, hey, you know, this was we finally sold this property for $335,000. Blah blah blah. And that's just how it works. And this is good because these people then stay in the loop. Everyone, you all know the statistics. 95% of there's a 95% open rate. Everyone's going to read that text message, and it's just going to be something short. But it's like, you know, taking that insect, taking that bug, taking that little bit of a seed, and planting it in a lot of people's heads. So even if there is no direct result, let me ask you this. Even if there's no direct result, let's say you get on an SMS list of a realtor, okay? And for one of their properties, and you don't end up buying that property. You're not even too interested. You just end up getting on the SMS list. Now, you have not seen any other realtor that uses SMS marketing when selling properties. When you then sell your house, if you don't have any realtors that you like trust or something like that, you're looking for kind of a random realtor, what's the most likely realtor that's going to pop in your head that you think is going to be able to get results? If this is if you already, you know, are in kind of the funnel in the marketing campaign of that realtor that sends you SMS text messages, what's the first person? Who's the first person that's going to pop in your head? Of course, that realtor. So what that realtor is doing, and the thing you want to sell, one of your selling points is, this is not just about getting these properties sold. This is about building your brand. This is about building your marketing. This is about making your marketing strategy more effective so that you're going to then get more clients as well. And you could probably even charge premiums compared to your competitors because you are implementing all these types of technologies. Okay, so running them through SMS, because they probably won't understand how it works. So that's why I like to, most of these people just don't understand, and talk to them about how to get people to sign up to a list, offering the customer, for example, some type of freebie, getting them to text this special code to a special number, and then getting that number in their database. And this is then used to update them on the specific property, similar property listed, price decreases if the property is sold, blah, blah, blah. All right? And then I have a step-by-step in here that really goes in detail about how to create the offer, what happens when the customer sends the text, what happens, how does the automated SMS offer work, and all that good stuff. So, and then wrapping it up with some type of offer. What we do on these local webinar presentations, we have them fill out an application. All right? So, and I actually think this link should still be live. So let's see. I don't think we ended up taking that one down. So let me just run you through that as well. So then that realtor goes here, and if they want to work with us, they fill out this application and submit it. All right? and you can have a down payment if you want. But what's really good about this application? The application, it's good because you really want to know if they have a budget. That's one thing. What is your budget in order to make this goal possible and fund your marketing? If they say, hey, I'm a new realtor, I have a zero budget, you respond with an email, hey, thank you for submitting the application. Unfortunately, I don't think this is the right time for us to work together. Once you get your business up to a level where we can work together, maybe see if I have any openings, and maybe we could potentially partner together at that time. Okay, so that's kind of our real estate local webinar method. And when once they submit that application, that's when we go into those one-on-one calls with them. And you already know that these people are very interested. They're ready to work with you, and it's a completely different type of mindset that you then have when you're talking with these people, because they already know what you have to offer. They're very interested in it, and they want to implement it. So most of that closing has already been done. All right, now how do you hook that up? The real thing is, how do you hook that up with WP Lead Explosion? So if I go back here into my WP Lead Explosion, and let's see, here's my webinar registration page. All I'm going to do is now, when I send out these emails, rather than doing it via telemarketing like I described to you, like we originally did, you send, number one, this landing page to them. And on that landing page, you have your URL. And in this email as well, right here, you have your URL where they can actually register for your webinar. So rather than getting callbacks, you're going to get registrations for webinars, and then you can mass close people like I described to you a couple seconds ago. And then I'd put kind regards, Enrique Becco, Chief Marketing Strategist, SqueezeMobi. Okay? And then SqueezeMobi. All right? So you send them, and you drive this traffic. You drive this traffic to a webinar. All right, so let's recap real quick. How does this work? All right, step one: you get someone to fill out the CSV file of approximately 100, 200, 300 realtors, and get someone either off Odesk, Elance, onlinejobs.ph to fill out this CSV file of all of these realtors that you're going to potentially then target. Step number two: you go into here, and you're basically going to use one of those templates that I showed you. For example, like this one, you're going to use one of these templates, and you're going to, instead of right here, get in touch with us, you're going to put down there your webinar registration link, and you're going to mass create 100 or 200, depending on how many business owners your VA, your employee, your outsourced or sourced. You're going to mass create 200 landing pages. Step number three: you're then going to use right here this email swipe, change it up a little bit. All right, change it up a little bit, put it in the email config, and mass email all of these potential business owners their customized and personalized emails with their personalized landing pages, also driving them all to that local webinar. All right? You got to have GoToWebinar set up for that, and you got to be able, you just have to have GoToWebinar set up for that so you can send them to a page that's like this. Step number 4, you basically use our presentation, once again, customize it a little bit, okay? Walk them through that presentation on that webinar. Step number 5, you then, towards the end of the presentation, have them sign up via this application. You can screen them. And step number 6, you then go into those meetings that have very pre-qualified candidates, and you close all of these now prospects that are hot that want to work with you. You close them and you offer some type of personalized, structured package for them that you can deliver. That does not have to be in person. That can be via a Skype call, just via a regular phone call, but you'll probably want to do some type of screen share on that call. Okay? So I wanna ask, okay? I wanna ask, does that make sense? Does this step by step? This is a much more advanced process, okay? It's much more advanced, but it still works. Yep, a lot of steps. This is a webinar you're probably going to want to refer to and reference more than just once. Susie's asking, do we use the live webinar or can we send them a replay? Now, I like to do live presentations because, like, you guys have questions here. I find it much more effective to use and to walk the people through. I find it's worth my time to do live presentations. Okay? So just wanna put that out there. That's one thing. Number 2, okay? Mike's asking about pricing ideas. Okay, great. So for basically the mobile sites for each property with the video virtual tours, you're going to be charging approximately between $300 and $500 for each one of those. If they want to throw in an SMS campaign as well, then I'd up that a little bit. Okay? And if they want their own personalized website for themselves as a realtor, that's going to be a little more expensive because that's going to be more extensive, a bigger type of project. So that's kind of rough pricing guidelines. It depends where you are. It depends who you're targeting as well. Now, we came up with a couple of bonuses for you guys. Who wants to hear? Does anyone, if you're interested in getting some of these scripts, we kind of came up, if you're interested, give me a yes, and I could show you how to get them, okay? So what I gave was, to Dave Cisneros, let me see, all right. First of all, if you, let me just go through kind of the entire offer real quick. Is that okay? If I go through the entire offer and all the bonuses, where to get all the bonuses and all of that good stuff. Okay? Because we upped the bonuses. All right? So let me just do that real quick. And there's just some new bonuses that you haven't heard about, so I recommend you pay attention. All right, so WP Lead Explosion, you probably have all seen this before, but the front end, the basic version, you're going to be able to create, this is now 200 landing pages, up to 200 landing pages that you could create. And these are examples of landing pages that you could create. You see how hot these are, and send these literally to any type of business owner, whether it's a realtor, whether it's anyone. You could send a lot of these out. Now, another thing I wanted to mention, you can offer this as well to realtors. You just got to think outside of the box as a service, and they could use the iMac version to put properties side by side and offer side by side property comparisons as well. All right. Now, the thing is that this is the basic version, and these are just some type of examples that you can potentially create with that basic version. We're going to be going through also 3 webinar series on text messaging, building mobile sites, and a mystery coaching next week. You really want to get in on the pro version, though. That includes mass email technology, being able to send this out to thousands of business owners, mass email them. That's only with the pro version. The developer's license as well. You have unlimited landing pages. You could use it with thousands and thousands of business owners if you choose to. And our pre-marked up landing pages. Those are only with the pro version. So we already have our kind of proven designs. Now, and the built-in autoresponder opt-in form integration. So mass creation by using the CSV file, developer's license, and also these different background images that are really freaking cool, really sick, as you can see that Javar created for us, whether it's the Travels nightclub, whether it's financial services, whether it's the jeweler, or whether it's the beauty salon, whether it's the gardener, whether it's the auto shop as well. Now, this presentation, if you have not gotten on the pro version, if you got in through David's link, you're going to get access to this real estate mobile webinar presentation. Okay? Real estate mobile webinar presentation. This is our webinar presentation that we use. You get in on that if you get the pro version. The other thing that I highly recommend is, we talked about email marketing, is getting in on the upgrade number 2. Why? Because it's only $1 for 7 days, and then a one-time fee of $97. What we're throwing in, not only is this a powerhouse course about how David and Jamie leverage email to get callbacks. Literally, their step-by-step email method. I covered a little bit of what we do, but it's 3 hours of their step-by, and it works. The stuff they go over, they give you all their email templates. They literally give you their entire mobile business and what they do to close clients. Now, if you get in on this upgrade number 2 for that $1, what I'm going to include and I'm going to throw in is our email script. This email script, this follow-up email script that I just gave to Dave. So if anyone already got in on it, you're going to get this email script. This is retroactive. So if you got in on it through David's link, this is only through Dave's link, then you're going to get this email follow-up script as well. On top of that, I'm going to give you our telemarketing structure document, where when we're emailing telemarketers, we outlined exactly how to structure the campaign, and it's going to serve as a basis, because when you start talking to telemarketers, right, you're going to be like, yeah, just call realtors and close them. You know, so you want to get a good starting point. You want to know what you're talking about. You want, and this is why we're going to be giving this telemarketing structure away. The third thing is our AWeber script. So this is the follow-up that they get when they opt into that GoToWebinar list. That includes also the link to mobile playbook. It outlines what the webinar is going to be about. It outlines everything. So if you get in on the upgrade 2, basically we're giving our entire local webinar model away with all the scripts, everything. You just need to plug it into your own AWeber, into your own GoToWebinar, send it to a telemarketing guy, whatever. You have the presentation. You literally have everything. Okay? And how do you get in on this? The guarantee, of course, you guys know about the guarantee. Let's see. Right here is, and these prices are a little different now. And so let me change this up, because some of you, okay. Now, so if you have not gotten the front end offer, the servers aren't going to crash, but there is still a dime sale. They're not going to crash anymore, though. And this is not true anymore. So I think the pro version is probably like $45 right now, and the basic version is about $9. Okay, so if you haven't gotten the front end, then get in on the WPLeadExplosion.com, David C, and get in on some of these offers as well. All right, and with that being said, I'm going to open it up to questions. And I see a lot of questions here that I haven't been able to answer. One of them, Joseph says, when I signed up for the $1, it showed me that there were 2 payments of $97. That is not true. There is only 1 payment of $97, Joseph, and it is not recurring. Okay? It is not recurring. All right? Now, let me see. Rafal is asking about conversion rates on these webinars and when you're going to be giving these local webinar presentations. Rafal, the thing about conversion rates is these presentations are typically going to be much smaller, all right? You're not going to get 100, 200, 300 people on these presentations. And it's kind of unrealistic to even want that because your conversion rates, though, are going to be a little higher than, for example, than if you're selling kind of higher ticket items and it's like more of a cold sale. These are people that are going to be scheduling. They're going to be basically scheduling an appointment with you. You know, there is really no risk. So, you know, let's say you get about 20 people there, then your goal would be approximately 5 to 10 people that you want to get on a call. All right, and that's typically what we've been seeing, but it's very different. For example, from our webinars that we do for the entire SqueezeMobi community. Why? Because on those types of webinars, we have 200, 300, 400, 500 people, and you could really track conversion rates. You could say, hey, I know exactly because it is a statistically significant number what the conversion rate is going to be. Okay? Now, how do I get the pro version directly as I bought the basic already? Alex, let's see. Dave, are you still on here? If you are, then maybe you can ask, maybe you could send your affiliate link, your direct affiliate link to Alex to the OTO. Because
okay, I was going to ask you how that works with the if they've already purchased the front end and now they want to get the OTO.
Yeah, Alex, try to search for your email. You should get a follow-up email from me. And the thing is, I'll just give Alex a straight link. I hope it goes through as your affiliate link if he originally bought through your original affiliate link. Okay?
Yeah, I just put my straight affiliate link in the chat box.
Yeah. And and David C redirects as your affiliate link. So David, WPLeadExplosion.com/David C, okay? All right, so yes, Constance. Yes, Constance. So, all right, if you bought the basic through David's affiliate link and haven't cleared your cookies since, then you should still be cookied in. All right? And then I'll send you the straight link. To the OTO. Or Trisha, just go inside your members area as well, and if you click on OTO, you could go in there as well. Do we get milk with that? Of course. Okay, understand, Rafal. You know, it's up to you to if it's worth it, if it's worth it for you, if it's not. I think the pro version is still worth it. I mean, the reason we kind of set it up this way is on Sunday we're going to be taking this down, and we've got a couple affiliates lined up that we're going to be selling this for between $200 and $500 for as an entire kind of one-time package. They wanted a much higher price on that. Okay, so let's see. Yep, Ed said price is $42.50 for the OTO. Okay, glad that I know. I'll put that in the presentation. I did not know the exact price. Okay. Susie, we're going to be taking this down on Sunday. We're going to be doing a hard close on this on Sunday. And let's see. Al, if you bought the Pro OTO on launch day, it really depends if you went through Dave's affiliate link. So if you went through Dave's affiliate link, then you should see all your bonuses there. I think, Dave, you went in there and changed it, right? Or are they not there yet?
No, the bonuses are all there. The front end bonus is a sign up form to get our tap to call software. The OTO 1 bonus, if you upgraded to the premium, it was something that I didn't even really mention. It was a surprise bonus, but that bonus has been up there, which is the PowerPoint. I briefly mentioned that when I had the webinar the other day. And so that bonus is there. I know for a fact that many customers have received that bonus. And then today, Enrique gave me the additional bonuses, which were the 3 Word docs to kind of complete the system. But that bonus was added in the for the $1 trial, basically, for the email training. So yeah, there's bonus links for every product now that's set up in JVZoo. So you guys just need to make sure that you're checking your JVZoo purchase area, and you should have your bonus links all inside of there. But again, if you didn't go through my affiliate link the first time, then you're not going to see any bonuses from me, at least, throughout your purchase funnel. So that's part of why I offered that awesome front end bonus. You should have got in at least for that. And then it'll cookie you throughout the whole funnel. So.
Okay.
Real quick, Raffle's making a point there, about allowing to buy the basic and the pro version separately. One thing, Raffle, and it's something that I may reconsider in the future, because I will tell you this, it has caused me a nightmare on my last launch when I offered the option to have the basic version versus the premium. Enrique, I haven't talked to you about this, man, but it has been a nightmare, because what people do, Raffle, is they purchase the basic because it was a low dollar entry point, right? I was only charging, I think, $7 to get in on the basic, and the premium was up at around $17.
And you can't upgrade, right?
Right. It's not an upgrade. So I have been going through refunds. I've been refunding because people will then go back and purchase the premium and then put in a refund request to me and say, Dave, I bought the basic, but then I saw the premium and I wanted the premium, so I need a refund for my basic. And it's been a complete nightmare, Raffle. So it's tough for us as product creators to put out there a funnel that's going to make sense for everybody. But honestly, I've been dealing with refund requests, and that doesn't look good, on my part with PayPal, because they're like, well, who's this guy that's putting out this product, and then all these refunds come in. And I could go in there and into PayPal, and then just make it send you back your $7 or your $8, so it doesn't really show as a refund. But I had a lot of people buy through affiliates that way, and I can't do that because I can't get into their PayPal accounts and just send them money. So I'm refunding through Warrior Plus. It makes me look bad too, because now my product looks like I had a bunch of refunds when the reason was because of that option on the front. So I after doing that, Enrique, I understand why you set up your funnel the way you do, because it's a nightmare. And when you push a lot of sales, especially, it could be very, very time-consuming.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, we've done it once before, last year, and I'm just not going to do it again for those same reasons. And the other thing is it confuses people. And they just don't, so, and when people are confused, then they're like, all right, I'm just not going to get anything at all. I mean, what we could have done, right, we could do, instead I could give you a link and say, hey, buy the basic for $9 or buy buy the pro version for $51.50. That's, I mean, we could have done that on the front end, sure, but it's just easier to kind of separate this as well, and that way, people if they don't have, if they're just not ready to make that commitment, ready to make that investment, they'll just get the basic version. If they want to upgrade to the pro version, they can as well, but they don't have to necessarily. I mean, we could kind of bundle it up and sell it for the price that it would be, which would be like $150 or whatever. But then there's going to be probably 70% of the people that would just like to get on the basic version that can't get in.
And Al's making he made a comment regarding it depends on how you have your sales page, and that's absolutely correct, Al. I don't want to harp on anybody that asks for a refund for the front, for the basic version of my product, because I understand that was something that I made a mistake, and as a marketer, we test, just like Enrique is telling you about how to set up a presentation, and put people through this whole funnel, and then there's questions on, how did it convert? How many did you do? How many did you close? Those are numbers that are really dependent on how you set it up, what your audience is like, who they are, how hot they are, how you present. There's so many factors that are involved. And just like me setting up my sales page, absolutely. The next time I do this, I have some, I now have a test that I've done, and I can go back and revamp it and change it so my numbers may be better. It may convert different. So yeah, as marketers, we're always just tweaking to see, they may not even like the color that you pick on your PowerPoint, and they may not buy for that reason. Maybe you have one spelling error in your PowerPoint presentation, and that may throw them off and say, I don't want to buy from this guy. He has a spelling error.
Actually, regarding, and I haven't split tested this, but regarding presentations, someone told me you never want to use red in your presentation. Now, our presentation is completely red. Yeah. So I haven't split tested this at all. The great thing is you can go in the Slide Master and change that up real easily. The reason is supposedly like, I don't know how many percent, but like 20% of men or something like that are colorblind, and the red just doesn't fare well for them. It doesn't look good. Now I'm not colorblind, so I'm not sure, but this is just an interesting thing I thought I'd throw in. I thought it was kind of funny.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a commercial of it's like a Home Depot commercial with the mom and the dad, the newborn. They bring the newborn home, and they go into the bedroom, and it's like this bright yellow, and the baby won't stop crying, and they put him in the hallway, and he stops crying. And I mean, there's so many facts. It's because the color that they painted the walls, so they go back to the color professional, and they find out exactly what color to paint the walls. They paint them, and now the baby sleeps at night, I mean, it's like there's a lot of factors involved in what we do, and that's why we test. But again, if you requested a refund for the basic and purchased the premium version of my software, I really appreciate your business. I do not want to come across like that was your fault or a bad thing. That was my fault. I mean, it's just the way I set it up. But that's the way it goes. And I think the system that you set up, Enrique, with this whole thing, I mean, that is awesome. When you're going to drive them to a webinar, and regarding just the way you funnel them through, I think the plugin is a really good way. I like uploading that CSV file, send them all to check out these landing pages. That link, I didn't even think of putting a webinar link on that landing page and saying, "Come join me." And that's what they want to see. They want to see a presentation. They want to hear your voice. They want to know how honest you are, or who you are before they commit to you. So some good stuff.
And I'll admit, I'll come out right with it, that regarding the actual funneling people through with an email to that webinar presentation, we've used WP Lead Explosion, us and David and Jamie for the callbacks. We have not tested that out, and that's something that that's been one of our new ideas since we did the telemarketing approach before, is that we're going to go and test that out very soon on funneling people to that local webinar presentation, just with those emails and with WP Lead Explosion, with our templates and things like that. So it's the but in the end, it's like the possibilities are endless. You just got to figure out something that works, a funnel that works, and then optimize it for your market, for your niche. Get your presentation skills better and better, and start just working with clients. And the fact of the matter is, I mean, if you do dedicate the time to it, and if you do put 100%, if you're focused, if you put the effort into it, you are going to start closing clients. You are going to start making money. It's just a matter of time and making it happen.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to talk to people. You got to talk to people. You got to get out there. It's a numbers game, right? The more people you approach, the more likely you're going to start closing, the better. I remember when I first started out in offline marketing, man, I was dry for months. I couldn't close anything because I wasn't. Every time I would present to somebody, I joined a group called BNI. It was a networking group, and we had to make appointments with people in the group, and every time I would present to them and try to get across what I was trying to sell. At that time, I was doing just web design and Google Places listings and some SEO, and it was rough when I first started, but it starts getting easier and easier to present, and then you start closing. You definitely got to get out there and start talking to people.
Pete had a really good question. And I don't know why it disappeared, but he said, don't you just want one realtor, since you're going to be working, these are clients that are more long-term, you're probably going to be doing like a mobile site for each one of their properties, maybe an SMS campaign for each one of their properties, which is a really good question. And yeah, you want to, the thing about realtors is you could work more long-term. Now, you could definitely handle more than one realtor, and if you want to set up some type of exclusivity, that you're only going to be working with that person, then that's cool as well. But you could definitely handle more than just one realtor client. If you want to do that, set up some type of exclusivity, then two things. How do you expand? Then you just got to expand geographically, and you're going to have to do meetings, for example, on Skype via join.me, where you're going to do screen shares and close those other realtors that way, rather than when you set up a meeting, an appointment, doing it in person. Second thing, even if you maybe are just thinking in that way, hey, I'm going to be exclusive with one client, before you agree to that exclusivity, you kind of want to shop your offer around. So you're in a much better position if you get 10, 20 realtors either on a webinar, meetings with them, and the first one, you maybe fill it out. Second one, and you're already going to be offering this exclusivity, so you can only work with one realtor because that's just the way you want to set this up. And that puts you in a much better position. Now, these realtors are the ones scrambling to work with you. Your prices can go up because you're going to be offering that exclusivity, and you're in a completely different position, and your confidence is somewhere else as well. So, all right. So, let me ask, anyone still on the fence about either the Pro version or the $1 second upgrade? Because I hope you're not. I think these bonuses. The $1 second upgrade, I highly recommend you. It's a Friday that you get off this webinar, and there's 3 hours of training there that you get in on that. It's $1, and to start with it, 97 one-time rebill, and you go through those 3 hours immediately after this call. All right? It's really good stuff. And if you don't think it's good stuff after that, then go ahead and cancel it. But it's really good stuff. Okay. So, you want to wrap this up, Dave?
Yeah, let's wrap it up, man. We're already over an hour and 20 minutes. So, again, Enrique, I appreciate your time, man. I know you're swamped right now going through this launch, but I really appreciate you coming on and showing some tips and tricks on how we can all be better marketers and get out there and close deals. So that's pretty much it. Any last final words here?
That's it. Thank you so much for coming out. Just want to see, did you guys enjoy the session? I hope you had a lot of fun. Hope you learned some new things. Have some good ideas that you're going to be playing around with. Yeah?
Yep. Real quick, David, he just bought through our link, got the upgrades, and just wants to state one more time what the bonuses are. Okay, David, really quick, and for everybody on the call, if you buy the front end basic version, you're going to get an email opt-in form to get our tap to call software machine. All right, that's going to be available, and you guys are going to love that. It is looking really cool. So you're going to be able to apply this same type of funnel, this presentation, everything to any niche that you want, basically, once you get your hands on that software. So I know this was geared towards real estate, but you're going to be able to do that with any of SqueezeMobi templates. You'll be able to, no, I shouldn't say that because our software is exclusive to our templates. But you can apply this type of presentation to any type of niche as long as you tweak a few things. But the front end is the tap to call software. You get right now it's currently just an email form that you have to fill out so we can notify you when it's done. Hopefully it'll be done within the next few days. OTO number 1, if you upload to the premium version, you're going to get the PowerPoint presentation that Enrique was showing you today. So you should have that already linked up. And I know a lot of you on the call today are already saying, got all my bonuses, they're all there. So I know it's there. And then OTO number 2, which is the $1 trial, okay, for the email training course. With that, you will get an additional bonus that Enrique just gave me today, which is, let me open it up real quick, an AWeber script. You get an email follow-up script and a telemarketing script. All 3 Microsoft Word docs should be zipped up and put in there for your OTO 2 bonus. All right, so that's just a quick rundown of everything. So hopefully the link's working and I get credit. If not, I just want you to get your bonuses. I'm more concerned with that, you getting your bonuses than me getting credit for any of these sales. So I want you guys to have a true funnel that you can. My goal is to have you guys making money. That's it, plain and simple. So with that, man, let's wrap up. I appreciate it. Let's do this again sometime.
Thanks, Dave.
All right, man.
All right, and so Uncle, a couple more questions that I'm seeing here. Uncle Chuck, do you, if you want that, then go to, let me hit up our support desk. Okay, and go to SqueezeMobi.zendesk.com. All right, Chuck? Just want to make sure. Yeah.
Again, Enrique, before you go, Karen's saying that she wants the link for the OTO2. She bought the first 2 parts already. I don't understand how she'll get to that.
Just go to OTO2, okay? WPLeadExplosion.com, OTO2.
Okay, straight link there.
Karen, do you see that? It's a straight link. I really hope you get the bonuses. So OTO2.
Okay.
All right, thanks, guys. And well, let's hopefully I'll probably catch up with everyone pretty soon, and maybe we'll do a couple more of these, Dave.
All right, man. Sounds
all
good.
Right, take care, buddy.
Appreciate it again. All right, you too. Thanks.